This is strategy number one for the study skills strategy notebook. This is called the mind map strategy. I used it for the equine science content area within agriculture for the ninth and 10th grade level. The TEKS cover equine science TEKS in relation to horse management. And the instructions for use, I like this strategy because it can be used during note taking, as a study guide, or kind of as a review for students to quiz themselves so they can make their own. Uh, so what you're going to do, the instructions during the lecture over equine science, in this case, would be horse management to cover the TEKS. You tell students about using a mind map instead of just listing their notes verbatim or linear on a piece of paper, so they can be a little more creative and have a better visual. And then you tell them about the mind map. They might not know what it is, but then you get into telling them about it like this. Instruct students to get a blank sheet of white printer paper and write the topic, whatever the topic is in the middle. In this case, it's going to be horse management in the middle, and draw a circle around it. And then you can draw a picture of the topic too. That's what I saw in a bunch of my research, that the people had wrote the topic in the middle and then drawn a picture. And then you're going to tell the students that, as you as a teacher lecture, tell the students to connect the main points over the topic to the middle using like lines or little branches that they draw. And then what you're going to tell them to do, so the main ideas of your lectures are going to be, of the lecture PowerPoint is going to be drawn to the middle. And then the subpoints of the main ideas, or the subpoints in the lectures, will be drawn off of the main idea branches into their own little branches. And I'll show the example and make more sense. And then the whole mind map will be created through these branches and connections of the topic. So it connects the topic to the main points to the subpoints through little lines or branches. And then you tell the students to leave plenty of space on it, just in case they got to add more notes that they missed, or if they got to write more ideas down. And then you tell them to kind of draw quickly, because it doesn't have to be perfect, because it's just a note-taking visual organizer type thing. So it's not about being perfect, it's about getting the information down and serving as a visual organizer. And then another piece of advice you can give them is to use the lines and branches to connect similar pieces of information together. So whatever main topic one is, you would have the similar information to it, or the subpoint connected to it. And then you can instruct the students that not only to use this during note taking, which is going to the notes they take are going to serve as a good study thing down the line, but that's kind of the note taking part of it. But this gets into the study part of it, really, which notes is part of study, but this goes into further studying for the test or quiz. Instruct the students to, once they create it and they start during the studying process for the test, instruct them to use the mind map as a source of studying to kind of look at and refer to. And then tell them that if they can't remember something during studying, that they can look at the mind map. Or if they're trying to quiz themselves, if they think they have the information down but want to see, they can draw a completely blank mind map and then try to fill it off from the information they remember. So they can basically go over and study from the mind map, and then flip the paper over, draw a completely blank mind map, and then try to mimic it, or just write all the ideas like the original note mind map to see if they got the content down. Strengths and benefits. One strength is that the concepts can be organized easy through this, which is in the book was one of the good strategies for study skills. And then the article mentions that a good strength of the mind map is that it assists students in understanding the relationship between different ideas. That's where the branches come in. You go from topic to main point to subpoint, so it really just allows them to visually see and understand the relationship of the ideas. And then here's a source down here, the article I looked at. It was Use of Simple Mind Maps and the Adventures of Learning, very informational. And then here's the actual mind map I created. So you got the topic of horse management, like I said, with my awful drawing of a horse, but kind of like some of my other things. Hopefully the students are better artists. So the topic goes in the middle, and then each one of these, like right here, 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 and here, is a main point during the lecture. and then all the subpoints from the main point come off into branches, and that's where you do your little relationships. The branches are the relationships that the article was talking about. And so basically, like, the topic was horse management. One of the TEKS objectives, or one of the main points in your lesson, might be horses need special equipment day to day, or to ride or whatever. And then your subpoints would be brush and comb are important for skin and hair health, or horseshoes are good for their feet. And then saddles and saddle pads are different prices and vary based on the rider and horse. So you basically just do the topic, main points, and then subtopics, and you do that for each main point and subtopics. And I left plenty of space just in case there's more topics that the student needs, or they can not all be all jumbled up. They can refer to it pretty quick. And like I said, they do this actual mind map during the note taking, and then they use it as kind of their own personal study guide. Then if they want to quiz or review themselves just by themselves, they can flip that paper over and try to mimic or draw that mind map again, just for a good review. Once again, that's a mind map strategy, strategy 1 for my study skill notebook, and I used it for the equine science area for 9th and 10th graders. Thanks.